here soon. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I don't think this one's working. All right, we're going to continue this day program. We have Aija Mayrock, who is a best-selling poet, writer, and author. What was that? Oh, I don't think it's, okay, I'll just use this. I'm more comfortable using this anyway. Okay, I'll start again. We have Aija Mayrock, who's a best-selling poet, writer, and author, known for putting into words what so many of us cannot. Aija is also known for her incredible activism on behalf of Holocaust survivors in New York, delivering food to Holocaust survivors across the city. We are delighted to invite Aija to the stage to share her journey and for her to share for the first time ever a poem she wrote detailing her experience in a post-October 7th world. Aija, please take the stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you want this?
Hi, everyone. My name is Aija Mayrock, and for so much of my life, I struggled with my Jewish identity. I grew up in a community where there were not many Jewish people, and I experienced a lot of internalized anti-Semitism that was very normalized within my school and within my community. And it made me hide my identity for many, many years, especially on social media. Many of the people that followed me for years as an author and as a poet had no idea that I was Jewish. And then a few years ago, I began bringing Shabbat dinner to Holocaust survivors who live below the poverty line in Brooklyn. And after a few years of doing this and the impact that it had on my life, I began to share the stories of these survivors on TikTok and on Instagram. And these videos started getting millions of views, and what I realized from it was that so many people that were not Jewish had very little education and understanding of the Holocaust, Jewish identity, Jewish diversity, and the Jewish experience. And then I began traveling and creating content about different Jewish communities all over the world. Most recently, I went to Tunisia in January, where I shared videos about the Jewish community in Tunisia that is 2,500 years old and lives mainly in secret because of their safety concerns. But after October 7th, I wrote this poem called Do You Remember? And this poem was my letter to the world, to the American Jewish community, to non-Jews, as a reflection on something that I felt I had needed to say for several years, but especially after October 7th, something that I wanted to share. And so today, I will share that poem with you. Do you remember the day they took your family away? Do you remember the look in your father's eye as if every dream he ever had for you was about to die? Do you remember the way your mother held you, knowing it was the very last time? You did not survive, but the evil that took you has never died. I often wonder if people remember. They talk about us as if privilege runs through our veins, teach about us as if we are the inflictor of everyone's pain. Do you remember when our blood was so contaminated, they had to burn us to stay safe? Do you remember the tiki torches, the Jews will not replace us, the bullets flying through synagogues, swastikas sprayed like champagne? Do you remember, I am not an anti-Semite, I am just an anti-termite. And if you remember, then why do you swallow the hate with such ease? I will tell you why. It is easier to pretend your survival has been etched in the stars, and there are enough of us to protect the rest of us. But do you remember when that was said right before the pogroms, on the eve of Kristallnacht, in the Middle East, or following October 7th? I too believed in the safety of this peoplehood until the words that echoed from the mouths of my very friends whispered, "But you are one of the good ones, though." And I felt it. Like a bullet to my ribs, I heard it. The screams of my descendants, I saw it. For one moment, like a flash in the sky, my descendants being left to die, for we did not stand, look the world in the eye, and ask you one more time. Do you remember? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aija.